Hey y'all, it's me, Daniel, coming today. Have you ever considered going to graduate school and getting your PhD? Well, I want to share with you a few reasons why I did, or why I picked the school I picked, the program I picked. So if you've been following me here on YouTube, you know that I am in a 5-year program. Yep, 5 years. And I'm studying reading, language, literacy, and leadership. All 4 of those components are wrapped up in my program. My program, I am now currently in the 5th year. I'm doing my dissertation now. And I picked my school because, well, it was located close enough to my home state. It had a pretty good reputation, a solid reputation. It had an innovative approach to the doctoral studies for educators, and I felt I would get the support I needed, along with their reputation of being a rigorous school. That was not even a question. So, and it was affordable. I felt that I could afford the cost of the school without going, far into debt like I had previously on my other studies. So looking at all of these components, I went ahead and applied and was accepted. I also felt that the school would provide me some support, or a good level of support that I would need, but I wasn't really sure about online studies because I had not done online studies before. This was my first time. Online studies were fairly new, like in 2013 when I started. It was, even though that wasn't very long ago, technology years, it was long ago. And so there were advantages to being in an online study, and there were disadvantages. But I felt the advantages overweighed the disadvantages. I also felt because it was online, it offered the flexibility that I needed to pace myself with my daily study schedule. Even though we had assignments due on Mondays and Thursdays and Sundays, and Mondays we started a new week, and sometimes we had to check in on Mondays and do certain things to demonstrate that we were actively engaged in our assignments. We had a due date on Thursday, for which required hundreds of pages of reading in between Monday and Thursday, and then on Sunday we had a larger project due, and this went on for 4 years. So now I'm in my 5th year and I'm working on my dissertation, and I've selected my committee. I did my comps. I passed my comps. I selected my committee. I have my topic, and so now it's just a matter of getting everything written and approved so that I can proceed with my studies. So the support you need, not only flexibility, not only a rigorous program that you will leave more knowledgeable than you entered, but you need support from everybody involved in the school. If you're online, you need support of the help desk to guide you in, because I can remember the first day when I was trying to log in, I was putting the login and the username in the wrong place and I couldn't get in, and I'm sure they thought I was a nut. But it's that excitement and that nervousness that I had, and it just, the newness of it. And so the help desk is very supportive when I come across technological concerns. Then your professors should be available through email or on the blackboard or some sort of way, so that if you have questions or concerns, you can reach them. Your advisor should be cooperative and accessible, and of course your cohort, your colleagues, and I have great colleagues. We would talk back and forth, comment on each other's work, support each other, ask questions, offer suggestions, and so much interaction, even though we were online. And now here it is in the dissertation phase, when you're pretty much by yourself, and all your papers and your books and all your research, and you're doing all of that work, and so your committee comes in handy. Your chair is that contact person that you will be highly engaged in, hopefully, but in a reasonable amount, in reasonable doses, because the doctoral studies, first off, when you enter, you need to be very knowledgeable about your expertise, your area of study. You already need to have a solid foundation in that area of study, but there is so much more to learn. You never are done learning. So even though you know a lot, you have to be open and humble enough to realize that you don't know it all, and there's so more for you to learn and to be correctable and to be coachable, and to understand that the instructors they see the bigger picture. And so even though you may feel a certain way, like maybe you feel like you're not getting the support you need, or maybe you feel like they're pressing you too hard, that's because they see a bigger picture. And that could be they are looking at your contributions, your personality, your strengths and weaknesses, and where you might fit in the scope of your study. Like you may fit in a research role. Once you finish your studies, they might want to recommend you for a leadership position or a support position or something like that. So you have to be coachable and keep an humble disposition, although you know, not being a doormat, not being a pushover, but just knowing that if your instructors are really wanting you to succeed, which why wouldn't they? And if you are putting forth your effort in the program and they are helping you to challenge yourself to be even better, then go with it. Be humble, sit down, and just go with it. A rigorous program is necessary. You don't want just a paper when you leave your program. You want to leave your program knowing that having the respect of the people who taught you, having the respect of the community at large because they know the reputation of your institution, and then you coming and demonstrating your ability, your skill sets, your knowledge base. And so it's a team effort. It's really a good way. I think the doctoral studies is a good way for you to grow up. Well, for me, it was a good way for me to grow up in ways that I did not know that I needed to grow up and to mature in different ways. Although I had been teaching 25 years at that time, or 27 years when I started, there were ways for me to continue to grow up. And I know that sounds stupid, but that's the truth. Doctoral studies, it's a totally different ball game. You know, because I have specialist degrees, I have master's degrees, I have my bachelor's and of science and education, and I have specialists, and I have curriculum and instruction. I have all this stuff that is related to education and which could be transferred to entrepreneurship and leadership. But there is so much to learn in the doctoral study about being a thinker and being a producer of content and being an analyzer, to analyze and to replicate studies and to look for ways to improve your instruction and learning outcomes, to look for ways to improve systems in your organization, to streamline functions, and to increase and improve productivity and learning outcomes, or whatever your organization is. And so yeah. So I mean, I don't know if I really addressed it, but I did have 3 notes. I said I thought the 3 must-haves for a doctoral program was rigor, which I definitely have encountered in my school, flexibility, which the online gives you, and the support, which I have received. Now I would say, like, the downfalls of an online program. So we would encounter, but not very frequently, but there were times when we encounter technical glitches, and the help desk was very helpful and will get on those quickly. So if you're in an online program, you want to download your schedule. You want to just really be organized. Download everything at the very beginning of your classes. Match your calendars. Put your deadlines and due dates in your calendar on your phone, so you can get your warnings and reminders. And you really need to be highly organized, because you are self-driven. And so if the quality of your work, if you demonstrate mastery over your schedule, high levels of executive function is what that's called, where you can manage due dates and you can manage those heavy loads of reading and interact. And you have to interact with each other on the blackboard. You can't just turn in your work and that's it. You have to interact with as many people, preferably everyone, but as many of your colleagues, by reading their work. And you know what? It really helps you when you read their work. It helps to expand your knowledge, and it helps to expand your viewpoint and positioning on a broad array of topics that relate to your topic in some way, and maybe in a way that you've never interacted with your topic before. So the online learning, I like it because when you're in a classroom, you don't necessarily get to see your colleagues, your peers' work. You don't know what they're turning in. You don't know what they're saying or thinking unless you all are having discussions. But online, you get to see that. You get to see, in my class, I got to see what my colleagues were thinking. They got to see what I was thinking. We commented back on each other's work, and then that helps to strengthen you where you need strengthened and reinforce your strengths where you know, other people see, yep, she's strong in that. So, yeah. All right. This is longer than I wanted it to be, but thank you. If you've watched it all the way up to this end, I want you to put on there, Dr. D. No, don't put that yet. I'm not Dr. D yet. I have to finish. I don't put Dr. D. Put almost Dr. D. All right, y'all. Do this. Do that. Do that. All right. Be blessed. Bye.